AFC Wildcard game matchups for the weekend. First game off rip. We got to go to your boys in Duval.
Yeah.
Out there in Jacksonville. Got the Chargers coming into Jacksonville facing them boys. Chargers 10-7, Jaguars 9-8. Jaguars coming off that big win versus Tennessee to claim their division title, get them into the playoffs. Jacksonville's won their last 5 games in a row?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. Playing really good football right now. The Chargers come in off of a loss, an uncharacteristic loss to the sorry-ass Broncos. Before that, they won like at least 4 games in a row. It's going to be a matchup. It's going to be a matchup of Justin Herbert versus this good Jacksonville Jaguars defense and how good he can do versus them. I don't know if Mike Williams is going to play. I know he's banged up. I think he was aiming to play, but he's not going to be 100%. So that's crucial. But Austin Eckler's like 80% of their offense. So
right.
Jacksonville can contain or do something with Eckler, make him beat you other ways. Maybe that'll be the way you come in. Trevor Lawrence, got to move the ball. You got to score points. You can't leave points on the field. You got to score touchdowns, not settle for field goals.
7 instead of 3. 7 instead of 3, definitely.
Flat out 7 instead of 3. But, something just tells me I like this matchup right here, man. I think this is going to be a really good game, hard fought. It's going to be chippy. Give me the Jaguars, man. I'm buying in. I'm going with Duval. I think they'll pull it off, get their first victory, first playoff victory in some years. I think that atmosphere is going to be electric again. It might catch the Chargers off guard. And if the Chargers lose this game, they might want to rethink their coaching situation.
Definitely. But, the Jaguars beat those boys, I believe it was September 24th. They beat them 38-10. So the Chargers going to have to come with a whole new game plan because the Jaguars is not playing that stuff. And that's before they really got on that hot streak, So, like early, I was big on the Jaguars. So with this meeting, I feel like Trevor Lawrence has gotten better. I feel like the defense has gotten more sound. And I don't feel like the Chargers is really doing a lot. Man, just Trevor Lawrence, man, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He has a lot of fumbles, though. So if he can cut down those fumbles, a lot of them was from that Philly game. He had 4 in that Philly game by himself. But if he can cut down on those fumbles, maybe turn the ball over maybe one time or whatever, like desperate times or whatever, I feel like this could be another big-time win or whatever for the Jaguars. So I don't know what the spread is. What's the spread on this one?
They got the Chargers favored by 2 right now. That line was even like a day or 2 ago, so it's moving, like all of them usually do. But so now they're leaning 2 points towards the Chargers.
Right, and with ETN or whatever going off, Christian Kirk, like you got the Joneses over there, Marvin Jones and Zay Jones. Man, Jones, who Jones?
Jones.
You got them Jones boys over there. And then you got Evan Ingram freaking playing out his mind. And man, they can throw that stuff to anybody, bro. And the last couple games, Christian Kirk been looking unguardable, bro. Like he's been on a tear right now. So that's the one you really need to be watching out for is Christian Kirk. So Jaguars, I feel like Jaguars are whipping them boys up good.
Thank you, Jacksonville, for DJ Shark. Imagine if they would have had him. Man, he's been balling this year for the Lions. Oh, Lord.
Definitely. So, great pickup for y'all.
So we both got Jacksonville then. Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are favored by 13 points right now. I don't know if the Dolphins are going to start Teddy Bridgewater, if they're going to start Kyler Thompson. I don't know if they're going to start Shane Falco.
I think they're going with Skylar Thompson. I think Thompson has the nod on that one because Tua was ruled out.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. All right, so you're going Skylar Thompson. Buffalo's too good. Skylar Thompson is not going to be good enough to lead Miami to victory over a Buffalo team. You to pour gas on the fire with Buffalo right now, man. With DeMar Hamlin coming home, shout out to him once again. That's awesome. They're
Right.
gonna play harder than ever for their brother. They're gonna be motivated, extra motivated. You see him running back kicks in the last game. My man had two
Yep.
kickoff return touchdowns in that last game. So,
Your boy Hines.
Naheem Hines.
The
So
pickup. Remember, we were talking about the pickup or whatever. We're like, he was like a third down back and stuff like that. Remember, we were talking about him?
yeah,
The
on
trade.
fantasy.
Yep, the
Yeah.
trade, man. Yep.
Definitely. So I think the Bills are going to be too strong for them, and I think they will cover that 13-point spread. They will end up pulling away from Miami, and I think they'll end up shellacking them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, with Skylar Thompson, man, you're not gonna do anything. Y'all not gonna be able to stop a nosebleed over there with Diggs and those boys. Josh Allen gonna be running all over y'all. It would be a miracle for y'all boys to beat Buffalo, but I just don't think I don't think y'all can do it. So we got to give it to the Bills on this one as well.
Facts.
Walk the dog pick.
The Ravens, 10-7 at the 12-4 Bengals. The Bengals are favored by 9 points right now. Obviously, the Ravens coming in, not having Lamar Jackson. Even if they did have Lamar Jackson, though, I feel like they'd have problems. They're going into Cincy's backyard. Cincy's the top dog over there right now. Joe Shiesty is on a level of his own. He's going to shred them boys. Going to tear them up. The Bengals win this game. Right now, like I said, the line is at 9. And, yeah, Bengals are going to run it over them. Ravens ain't going to go out like complete punks. They always somehow – with no throwing quarterbacks and like generic looking quarterbacks that aren't that capable to really essentially do anything, they just somehow manage to stay in games and stay with it. Somehow that, they'll be down by like maybe they'll be like down by like 12. Next thing you look, they're down by 3. They're fighting, trying to do like they always try to stay, in games. So, but at the end of the day, the Bengals are that much better. Got to go with Joe Shiesty, man.
Even with Lamar Jackson, but he's definitely not going to play because he hasn't got his money yet. So Ravens, even like I say, they just don't put a team around this man. I don't know how this man does so good with no extra components, man. He has no X factors over there. You have a couple little running backs. You got receivers that's probably would be like slot receivers on other teams. Duvernay and all those guys over there. Like, you have basically nothing, and this man makes miracles every year, bro. And he's not playing. The number one, that was like one of the number one MVP players to come in this year. I mean, he was playing out of his mind, bro, with these guys. Got hurt, and guess what, man? All that stuff went to dust. So Joe Shiesty and the Bengals should have a grand old time, man, beating the brakes off of these boys.
Simply said, I got the Bengals, the Bills, and the Jaguars. And Sam, you do too.
You got the same people. I think that's going to be a pretty clear cut AFC.